LA is just the ultimate destination.
It's just hard to stay stagnant here.
It's diverse.
It moves quick.
It's a city that will really build you.
There's other places you can go where you can get the riding, but I don't think you can get the riding and come back and get the culture, to me, which is very important.
It's almost never ending and it's too big.
It's a constant playground for a cyclist.
Feeling like there's endless possibilities, and every turn you go around, there's something new, and like...
Go until you get lost.
I've been here my whole life and I haven't explored it fully yet.
I can choose almost what city and what experience I want to have depending on where I'm at, and I don't think any other place in the world really has that.
So much crazy shit just happened where it's like, bro, this is a straight movie. Like, people pay for shit like this, you know? Stuntmen do this and actors act like this.
There's nowhere like it. Hold on. What's up, man? All right, I'm just making sure you're straight. I don't got a problem. I thought you were talking to us. That's why I was just saying what's up. All right, have a good day, man. Stay up. And I think you can't get into a box of like, oh, I ride road in the mountains, or me, I ride BMX in the streets. Like, you gotta be able to evolve and change, and LA is a city that facilitates that.
It's always cool to jump on that bike and see where the next road leads me to.
The bike is your paintbrush, the city's your canvas.
Once I get on the bike, like, I can't be stopped.
Go, go, here we go. Go, go, now here we go. Now, go, go, here we go.
You ain't never ever seen nothing like this.
My name's Dante Young and we're in South Central LA. Yo, you can't make that up, bro. I think that where I come from is definitely a huge influence as to how I, approach cycling as a whole. Navigating the city streets, like, there are certain streets you just can't go down. If they don't recognize you, then you're in the wrong hood. You get pressed, you get asked questions, and I grew up around it. I know how dangerous it can be, and being able to think on the fly, watch my back, how to not put myself in a dangerous situation, and kind of be very quick on my feet, but also very quick in my head. Honestly, it gave me an advantage. You can't go riding through downtown or riding through the 5 p.m. traffic and not be able to think very quickly, because stuff happens all the time. When you can kind of flow with the chaos of LA, it just kind of slows down and becomes very seamless almost. My friends were big into the fixed-gear community and I wanted to kick it with them. So, I found a $200 fixie on the internet with some pink rims. And it was just a cool way to see the city from a different light. It really gave me a sense of confidence. I can either play basketball or football, or I can work at Chipotle. Those are my options. So cycling was my breaking of chains. I can go anywhere. The fixed gear team that I had raced for, that I worked so hard to sign with, they took me to New York City to race Red Hook Crit, which was the biggest fixed gear race in the world.
I had to do the crit practice.
I had never left California. Now I'm in New York. I've only seen Times Square in movies. And I'm here and I'm racing one of the biggest fixed gear races in the world. Super insane, because I'm the only person in my family that's left the country. It really put it into perspective for me, and also to my family, that's oh, you're actually doing something, You're not on the streets, you're not gangbanging, you're not in jail, you don't got the wrong colors on, you're just riding around in tight-ass clothes all day.
People think oh, someone grows up and is going and getting jumped into a gang because they want to be in that, and it's showed me you're just born into it. if you're born onto this block and the next block over, you know, has killed your sister, and you know who did it, are you gonna do anything about that? Or like, it's just getting stuck. Like, it's so easy to get in that trap, and that was different from the world that I grew up in. My LA is much different from the traditional cyclist LA. My name is Andrew Jackson. I'm based in Boyle Heights, California. My whole life has been the bike for, oh my God, since I can remember, since I was like a young kid. Everything around my life is intertwined in the bike. I mean, I turned pro for BMX almost 17 years ago now.
We some trap stars, it's Nizzy. Yeah, we some trap stars in these black cars. Yeah, we that hard. It's $1 million limit on my black card.
Mount Rushmore, yeah, we fresh and couture. Everybody know our name like a world tour.
What, saucy?
The bike has been my career. Like, I met my kid's mom at a bike party in Vegas. When you're younger, you know, your bike is just a way to hang out with friends and go have fun and run the streets. And when you start getting older, the bike is like, starts turning into more like a job. And then I hurt my knee and tore everything in that, and it was kind of a turn of like, maybe my life as an athlete is done. So I tried to like evolve my BMX riding to be like, okay, I'll ride more ramps or do more of this. Ended up falling and tearing it even worse than it was torn before. I thought that was the end, and then I got on a road bike and I was like, oh, I could at least start pedaling around. I was on my fixie pedaling around the city, and I was like, oh, at least I could do that. And it's just the way I feel like I am as a person, like see what's possible, I guess. So first, what's possible is, oh, I'm gonna ride 10 miles down the LA River path. And then it's like, oh, if I get a gravel bike, I can go up to the top of the mountains and do that. And then it's like, oh, well, now I wanna do it faster. Growing and learning about what you can accomplish as a person. And I think the bike is super tied into that. Once you start to put in that time and learn the city and the people and the different hoods and where you can and can't go and all these things, it's like you kind of like have the key to the city. These places we ride have meaning to us, and it's so much more than a pretty backdrop, and there's stories behind why we ride here.
Places that people have never ridden there from the west side, and the west side's got some places I never ridden either, and it's just like a continuous exploration of the city.
Getting lost in the cuts is kind of like what we adapted to. You know, we want to go until we get lost. We want to find and see interesting paths that other people aren't exploring, you know. We want to break down walls that the everyday person isn't climbing.
It's that pride in your city and that exploration that we all have. Just all the different culture. Like, you go to East LA and then it's like all the Latino culture, and like, you know, I got my homies over there and we kick it all the time. And then you go to downtown and then that's like Skid Row and like all the warehouses and stuff.
The metro stations, like 7th and Metro was like the spot that I always got off at, and like there's always so much chaos going on down there, which is I thought was kind of cool.
If you want to get some elevation gain, go up to Signal Hill and catch a nice view at the end. Or like on the side of the freeway, I'll make sure, like, freeway's like this, but I'm like a foot from the white line, you know, just so I could feel that crazy car. I'm like, I'm literally risking my life, but like, this is it right now, you know? Like, if I would go, like, this is how God's gonna let me go. Like,
the riding experience was super cool because it's like you go through all these different cities to get to your destination.
I mean, there's all these different cultures depending on where you're at, and nowhere else in the world has that type of diversity.
But it could be diverse by one block. You could honestly jump on your bike and you get a 3-hour movie. Yeah, it could be a thriller, it could be a drama, it could, like, your rides are always different. There's wild scenes out here. My name is Boo Johnson, and I'm based in Long Beach, California. A lot of people come here to do what they love. I've been a professional skateboarder for 10, 11 years now.
Yes, yes, y'all, gotta keep it fresh, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all, microphone check, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all, rockin' with the best, y'all. From the north to south, east to west, y'all.
Early 2000s, just out skating every day, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. You know, I know it sounds cliche, but really trying to fulfill this dream that I had, that I seen on, you know, skate videos of pros traveling the world, doing amazing demos, and years later, you know, I fulfilled that dream. But it's really cool to go back to ground level, because it's like when I first picked up my board and I was just figuring things out and pushing myself.
Yes, yes, y'all. From the north to south, east to west, y'all.
What really got me into cycling and what drew me in was getting hurt on my skateboard. I was out on a knee injury, and my therapist told me jump on a fixed gear bike and cruise around, you know? And a fixed gear bike led to clocking in miles, and that led to meeting a couple homies that actually rode and had road bikes, and kind of just put me on game from there. I took skateboarding very serious at a point, you know, especially when I did go pro. And it took some time to find that love and that passion back, to be like, oh, hold on, let me just like enjoy skateboarding, you know, and let me not like think of it as a job every time I step on it. I just want to have fun with it.
I think we all can relate to each other in that way, that it can get very serious and you can pull the fun out of it.
To me, fixed gear was gonna be, like, that was the end of my journey. You know, like, I'm gonna be the best and strive to be the best and the biggest fixed gear racer in the world. And then from there, like, being introduced to criterium racing on the road, from then it was like, cool, all right, the journey continues. Like, I'm gonna do this, you know, and that's all that I'm gonna do.
You gotta be able to evolve and change, and LA is a city that facilitates that.
And through that now, it's like, I'm just doing it in my own way and my own path.
I wanna do this the way I wanna do it. And me, Boo, Dante, I feel like we've all proved ourselves enough to not get caught up in that grind that we've all gotten caught up in. I've been there for BMX, Boo's been there for skating, Dante on his road cycling. There's a lot of pressure that goes into being a professional athlete, whatever sport you're doing.
Skateboarding has taken me around the world, you know, and it's kept me in the concrete world. I don't really see the countryside, and I feel like with cycling, I'm able to explore the world a whole nother time around.
We didn't grow up as cyclists, or our parents weren't cyclists, but we all love cycling. Like, this is what we love to do, and I think it's a cool spot for us to be in, because we get to bring all of what we've learned in our different backgrounds and sports into cycling and add to the space.
And like, I want to bring so much of my swag to cycling, because it gives you a sense of like identity.
Be able to bring in a little of my lifestyle that I've learned throughout the years and on my skateboard, and that it's okay to do it different if you have to.
Just because everybody wears white shoes and white socks, that's cool, wear some pink ones. I would love something different, to be a voice, to be you and be proud of that. You know, like, don't try to be like anybody else.
And like, this group is proof of that, because everyone still just thinks it's Lance Armstrong in neon colors, riding up mountains, being miserable. Something different to me is a way to bring culture, art, style into cycling. It's like an extension of myself and what I care about and what I'm interested in.
Cover distance, you know, and do cool stuff with rad people and rad companies, and
inspiring each other and wanting to inspire other people outside of us to kind of reclaim what's ours and what we believe in and do this sport the way we want to do it.